नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल मित्रों। जैसा कि आप जानते हो, ललित कला अकादमी रीजनल सेंटर गढ़ी में जो भी प्रोग्राम होते हैं, मैं समय समय पर आप लोगों तक उसकी झलकियाँ पेश करता रहता हूँ। कुछ दिन पहले ललित कला अकादमी में एक लेक्चर सीरीज़ शुरू की गई थी। आप उसी लेक्चर सीरीज़ को ललित कला अकादमी रीजनल सेंटर गढ़ी में महोदय शोभन कुमार द्वारा प्रस्तुत किया गया और आगे भी ये सीरीज़ लगातार अलग अलग कंटेम्प्रेरी आर्टिस्टों पे टॉक शो, फिल्म शो व उनकी जर्नी की कुछ झलकियाँ आप लोगों तक पहुँचाई जाएंगी। और प्रोग्राम में आप सब का स्वागत है। आप कभी भी जब प्रोग्राम होता है तो उसमें ज़रूर शिरकत करें। इस वीक में जो सीरीज थी वो ट्रेडिशन टू ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ललित कला अकादमी द्वारा करवाई गई, जिसको श्री जगन्नाथ पंडा जी ने अपनी जीवन यात्रा के बारे में प्रस्तुत किया। उनकी जितने भी कला यात्रा की जो झलकियाँ थी कार्य की, वो प्रस्तुत की गई और कई सारे सवालों का जवाब भी उन्होंने कलाकारों के साथ डिस्कशन हुआ और अपने कार्य के बारे में लोगों को बताया, अपनी जर्नी के बारे में लोगों को बताया। जितने भी सीनियर व जूनियर कलाकार वहाँ आए हुए थे। मित्रों, आगे भी जो प्रोग्राम होगा उसकी झलकियाँ मैं आप लोगों तक पहुंचाने का प्रयत्न जरूर करूंगा। मित्रों, जो दूर दराज इलाकों में बैठे थे, जो इस सीरीज को नहीं देख पाए, उनके लिए मैं वहां लाइव हुए प्रोग्राम की कुछ झलकियाँ आप लोगों तक लाया हूं, जो इस तरह हैं।
कला अकादमी राष्ट्रीय कला अकादमी नई दिल्ली की स्थापना 1954 में भारत सरकार के संस्कृति मंत्रालय के एक ऑटोनॉमस संस्थान के रूप में की गई। अपनी स्थापना से ही अकादमी भारतीय कलाकारों की रचनात्मक शैली को प्रोत्साहित करने और उनकी कला को आगे बढ़ाने में आगे बढ़कर काम कर रही है। दृश्य कला के क्षेत्र में एक अग्रणी संस्था के रूप में अकादमी कला के प्रति जनमानस में समझ और सराहना विकसित करने में एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रही है। कंटेम्प्रेरी आर्ट फॉर्म्स के साथ साथ फोक, ट्रेडिशनल और ट्राइबल आर्ट फॉर्म्स को प्रोत्साहित अकादमी रेगुलरली एग्जीबिशन, सेमिनार, लेक्चर्स के फॉर्म में करती आ रही है। आज हमें बहुत हर्ष है कि आज हम इस प्रतिष्ठित लेक्चर सीरीज के अंतर्गत हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं श्री जगन्नाथ पांड्रा जी। तो जरा तालियों के साथ स्वागत हो जाए। आपके लिए तो सर जितना कहा जाए उतना ही कम है। श्री जगन्नाथ पांड्रा is a leading contemporary artist working across painting, sculpture, installation, drawing and mixed media. His practice explores intersections of equality, urbanization, mythology and socio-political change, examining relationship between natural and built environments. His works address environmental degradation, displacement and cultural memory, evolving towards abstract forms. Widely exhibited across India and internationally, his works have held a significant public and private collections and is really a big admiration for all the art lovers. उप सचिव महोदय से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि जरा आज हमारे अतिथि का स्वागत करने के लिए कुछ दो शब्द करें।
आज जगन्नाथ पंडा जो कि एक प्रतिष्ठित कलाकार है, हमारे बीच घड़ी में है। तो मेरा जो मुख्य उद्देश्य था कि पहले हम कुछ जैसे कलाकारों को घड़ी पे बुलाए, क्योंकि हम लोग जो ये कार्यक्रम हेडक्वार्टर में करते थे दिल्ली, जैसे मंडी हाउस में, तो वहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे सबको यहाँ से जाना पड़ता था। तो हम सोचे कि घड़ी बहुत अच्छा जगह है जहाँ पे कलाकारों का सारा यहाँ पे मंच है, तो सब लोग यहीं पे मौजूद है, तो यहाँ पे करने से थोड़ा सा सबके लिए अच्छा रहेगा। तो इसलिए हम यहाँ सब लोग इधर आके यहाँ पे करने के लिए सोचे अभी, क्योंकि अभी जितने भी मंथली एक्टिविटीज होगा, जैसे लेक्चर प्रोग्राम पीरियड्स हो, हम घड़ी में करेंगे और बहुत जल्दी हम घड़ी का पूरा चेंज करेंगे। यहाँ के जो हमारे राजेश जी है, तो उनको बहुत ये से बोला गया कि एक हफ्ते के अंदर सारा चीज़ प्रस्तुत करें, और इसका जितना भी हमारा स्टूडियो से बहुत इसका हालत ख़राब है, इसको हम लोग बहुत जल्दी से जल्दी करेंगे। इवन जो कि हमारा यहाँ लैंडस्केपिंग प्रॉपरली सब करेंगे, तो इसको चेंज करने के लिए हम लोग शुरू हुआ है। 6 महीने के अंदर सारा कुछ काम शुरू हो जाएगा। तो हम लोग यही सोच रहे हैं कि एक अच्छा हब है जैसे घड़ी, तो इसकी कलाकारों का आना जाना रहता है, तो इसमें ऐसे कलाकारों को हम लोग बुलाएंगे, हम लोग उनसे बातचीत करेंगे, उनसे सीखेंगे, उनसे कुछ उनको भी दिखाएंगे हमारा यहाँ का क्या हो रहा है। तो इसमें क्या है ना, बनता है कि ऐसे कैसे इसे जैसे जगन्नाथ और मैं हम लोग एक ही स्कूल से पढ़े हैं उड़ीसा से, तो हमारे कुछ नहीं था, एक छोटा सा कॉलेज था, कोई टीचर नहीं थे। जो टीचर थे हमको सब पढ़ाते थे, पेंटिंग पढ़ाते थे, स्कल्पचर पढ़ाते थे, ऐसे नहीं कि कोई मीडियम पे हम लोग बांधे थे। तो सारे डिपार्टमेंट हमारे लिए खुला था, कोई करिकुलम नहीं था, तो हम लोग सब कुछ करते थे। तो ऐसे कर करके फिर जैसे बैचलर डिग्री खत्म हुआ, फिर हम लोग मास्टर के लिए कहीं दूसरी जगह पर, भी मास्टर डिग्री नहीं था उड़ीसा में, तो मास्टर डिग्री के लिए हम लोग कोई शांति निकेतन गया, कोई बड़ौदा गया, कोई बनारस गया, कोई बाहर गए। तो एक शुरुआत था, वहाँ से हम लोग आके फिर जब मास्टर्स खत्म हुआ, फिर दिल्ली आए, दिल्ली बॉम्बे इस जगह पर रहे। तो आप लोग सब जानते हैं कि कैसे 90s का शुरुआत था हमारा। तो एक दौर में बहुत सारे प्रतिष्ठित कलाकार थे, एक हम लोग थे, जैसे जगन्नाथ भाई मैं था, तो हम लोग का शुरुआत था। तो उसी के साथ कैसे स्ट्रगल करके बहुत लोग सक्सेस हुए, बहुत लोग सक्सेस नहीं हो पाए, बहुत लोग काम किए, बहुत लोग वापस चले गए। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा चीज़ है, एक एग्जाम्पल हुए कैसे उन्होंने अपना काम को लेके देश विदेश में, इंटरनेशनल स्टेज में कैसे दिखाया, और कैसे उनका काम हमेशा चेंज होता रहा। अभी तक वो सब बात आप लोग सब जानते हैं, क्योंकि उनका तो बहुत सारे एग्जीबिशन सभी लोग देखे होंगे, सभी लोग उनका आर्ट के बारे में, मैं वही बोल रहा था कि आर्ट क्या देखेंगे, आपका आर्ट तो सब लोग देखे होंगे, सब लोग को पता है कि आजकल इंटरनेट खोलने से सब दिखता है। तो और प्रेजेंट करके कुछ भी दिखाएंगे, कुछ नया काम दिखाएंगे। ज़्यादातर हम लोग बातचीत करेंगे, उनका बात सुनेंगे, कैसे उन्होंने मेहनत किया, कैसे अपना एक अच्छा डेरिवेटिव बनाया, और उसके साथ लोगों को भी, बहुत सारे लोगों को उन्होंने हेल्प किया। बहुत सारे यंग आर्टिस्ट को वो बुलाते हैं, उनका एक फाउंडेशन है, उसमें से कभी कभी बहुत अच्छा है, बीच बीच में वो ये करते हैं। तो उस उनके बारे में हम आज सुनेंगे। तो मैं अभी
My dear friend, to invite me to present this last audio course for the last 5 years. I think we have many mutual memories here together, Soul and me. You rightly said that those memories are very important. That's why I thought I want to show the 30 years of artwork. And thank you all of you who have been here. So this 30 years of my practice, I think it's important to show the different kind of practice to understand that how me and Sobhan and like me and many other artists they came to Delhi and struggled and created a very unique presence. And Bhadi is an important place for me, even Lalit Kala. I got a 1995, I got a Lalit Kala Academy Award. It was
That's why
turning point, yes, turning point in my life. So that time I used to work with the stone and metal and terracotta and all kind of work. So me and Sohan used to carry from BK College all this different artist work to different part of India to participate in different exhibition like Nagpur exhibition, Israel Cultural Center, IFX, Lalit Kala Academy. I think that those experiences shaped my life, and that is what I'm today.
वो प्रोजेक्टर में प्रॉब्लम है ये इसमें स्क्रीन में ठीक है पेंटिंग बन गई है अपने आप
प्रोजेक्टर
हाँ हाँ प्रोजेक्टर इफेक्ट
आप यहाँ रहो।
It's very special moment because
आप यहीं चेयर पे
Jatin Das ji with us today and lot of very known place. So I feel very privileged to presenting my works. So today I thought I will talk about this ideas of tradition to transformation. For me, tradition has never been like a something fixed of the past. It is something I carry through memory, material, and metaphor. Next slide. That shaped my what I am today, where I came from, and what I have lived. Over the last 3 decades, my practice have moved through different geography and experiences. With each phase, my understanding material, image, engaging with it. Through collage, assemblage of found objects and materials, I bring together the fragments of lived experience. Art as a craft. As Shobhan told that the BK College as a very small, that time BK College started in 1884 and I joined in 1886 and Shobhan 87. So it was like a 10-room big house and it was like a house that opened for 24 hours, you know. For generally for all the students it is 9 to 5. But for us, 24 hours. We used to cook food, we used to make terracotta, we used to sleep, dance, extremely skillful. Used to my teacher in the sculpture department. She was like a very, almost like a, it's not only a teacher, but like a guardian, and used to taking care of, giving me us opportunity to learn this deep skill of making terracotta as a medium. So I used to practice terracotta and stone as a major medium in my practice. One day, Debra Sahu told me, Jagannath, remember your hand and your head and your heart. When you have a meaningful conversation with the material, there's something very beautiful things that happens. And remember that, focus with this. And this conversation, I remember this has become a very philosophical point. And I carry that essence everywhere I travel. Next please. In 1991, I moved to Baroda. 92, I moved to Baroda at 90. Uh, so being in Baroda, I was struggled as an artist, but also struggled as a financially. So my father that time, they used to send me like 300 rupees to study in Baroda. After paying for the rent or my mess charges, like for the food, there was no money left out for material purchase. So what I try to find, like next previous. What I try to find out is that what is the free material available in the college. One, there's a wood, one is like a clay, and some found objects. So I thought I will do this three free material available and explore my 2 years of my practice. Not only this says sense of lacking of the money gave me opportunity to explore a lot of new material. So I met Professor Raghav Paneria. He used to be one of kindest teacher and helped me a lot, along with Mahendra Pandya and Deepak Kannal and all. Rajnikant Pansal, that time I was teacher. So one day I was working in my studio. One of my friends said, Jagannath, you working so beautiful, but your works looks like a very traditional. And then I didn't say anything, but I was wondering because Baroda has given me opportunity to explore Western art world, and we have a deep learning systems, and we have a big archives and everything. Also, Baroda gave a lot of confusion in our practice. So I was carrying that understanding. I was just asked my teacher that what is the between transition between traditional and modernity, and where the tradition end and contemporary start, and how my art was going to look like a contemporary. So this question, he said, why not you do such? Why don't you do your dissertation? Then I did a dissertation called folk element in contemporary Indian art, modern Indian art. So then I started referring many Indian artists exploring the traditional art, all the folk elements in their practice, from the Rajendra Tiku, Raghav Paneria, many others, even Imasa and all. So then I thought it is very important that what I was doing, there is some meaning to it. I stick to it and then I continue what I used to do without any hesitation. So after finishing my Baroda, so Raghav Paneria told me that the potential is not very fixed. There is no limit of learning. So expand your territory, go to Delhi. And that time Jagannath Pandra from BK College used to join as a secretary Lalit Kala Akademi. Then he invited many of Odia artists come to Delhi. Then that time he did a big exhibition called the Beyond the Soul. He understood that the Delhi has a huge potential. There's many Odia artists are living in Delhi. Come to Delhi, then you explore your time, and then Raghav Paneria also said same thing. Then I thought, okay, I will go to Delhi. So I applied for Ghadi scholarship. I didn't get the chance to study here. So then that time there was a new scholarship came out in the Ghadi. It's not Ghadi scholarship, but it's called archiving and documenting scholarship. I used to get a 900 rupees or something. But living Delhi was very expensive, but no studio space. And then my teacher said, why don't you come and stay with me in Jagannath Pandra? So when I moved my baggage, everything, there was many Odia artists are living with this house. And there was no space to work. When I used to practice in my sculpture, there is no space, but I was hunger for art. Then what happened? I started to making a series of drawing, collage. Next, please. Collage, whatever the found object um, available around, around money house. I make a small portfolio, the collage and all that. So without knowing, even I never get opportunity to give a important that. I thought because I have lack of space, that's why I'm making this kind of work. Sometimes Jagannath Pandra used to write a book during his next piece. During his proofreading, he used to discard a lot of part of his historical book in order to throw out. So I collected those images and create a collage and create a new kind of, I never say that time it was art, but some kind of experimentation. But what happened, by making this body of work, I never sold. I sold some gallery, but nobody gave any importance to this kind of work. In 1990, it's like this. So what happened? So during this period, the collage became emerged as a primary language, fragmented paper, fabric, sound imagery, entered in my work not as a deliberate strategy, but a response to the circumstance. This process has gradually opened up a visual vocabulary where layering, capture, and juxtaposition became essential. And then, next piece. Then 1996, I got a Japan Foundation fellowship program. And then I traveled to Japan. That was my first country. I traveled to Japan and next please. So what happened in Japan? Japan has became a very shifting ground, and it became like a window to Western world, also the Asian art world. One hand, during studies in Baroda or in Delhi, I used to look at all this black and white color picture of Picasso or Louis Bourgeois or any Western artist, but I never realized the original work. But Japan, I got a chance, I got to see through those kind of images. So it was very new culture. What happened to explore. So I begin with engaging with deep surface with many kind of artwork, engaging with the Japanese artists, making land art. That's why land art became a very important. Like a Richard Long was our like a godly artist who used to follow Richard Long. When I got a chance to money and the space, I thought I will focus on making land art or site specific art. So this work I did it in Mount Aso. It's a Pancha Mahabhuta collecting clay from different mountain. It's a very ritualistic. Next please. I fired it and then finally something emerged out of it. So what is visible, what is decayed, what is building up, all that idea has been known only emerged. Next please. Then also we did another collaborative project in Japan called the Spirit of the Ground. Me and my mentor, Japanese artist called Abe Mamoru, who discussed, thought we would do the collaborative art project. So we exchanged a lot of drawing and ideas. Finally, this artworks emerged. So we decided we're going to select a site from the university, Fukuoka University Education, where I used to study, collecting grass from the ground and collecting bamboo from local forest. I built a large igloo like a boat, invited people inside to contemplate, and then small Mount Fuji sculpture I created, like a small installation kind of. Then I was like a very space that is very contemplation space, a very mystic space I created. And then Abe Mamuru also created some structure. Then we invited a lot of performing art students to perform all around the artwork. So this experience was a really brain-changing understanding to in my practice. Then one day I was traveling with a different museum. I suddenly located the one particular artwork that exactly looked like the work I used to practice during my Delhi time. So suddenly it became a lot of validation comes. I feel like whatever I used to do in Delhi, something is important happening, something new negotiations are happening with the memory resistance or contradiction. Back from the Japan, my past practice shaped continuously negotiation between what I remember, what is disappearing, and what remain unsolved. Okay, next please. So then I start reworking with this and then create a new body of work. So this is the one work that's called God, and so this used to be a small mirror I used to look at every day. Slowly that utility object turned into something like an art object. Next please. Then 1998 became a super cyclone happened. Then my practice changed. So then I did a series of work between food and shelter, ecology, all around that. Because one hand there was a sense of something lost. I felt. Next, I created this series of work, and then one day I was carrying this small portfolio in a in Hoskas village. I met Peter Nagy. That time he opened a new gallery there. So I said quietly, "I'm an artist. Do you want to see my portfolio?" So that time my confidence was a little less because I sold to many other galleries. There was not responded nicely. So Peter was very happy. He said, "Wow, this is a wonderful work." So then he was very inquiry about my practice and all that. So same time, what happened? I got an in-lab scholarship in 2000. So after I received the in-lab scholarship, I returned back to Peter Nagy. I said, "Look, you appreciate my work, and I have built a very big body of work. And can you show my work somewhere?" So he was very happy. He said, "Okay, my books gallery is booked. Let's find out any new place." There was a Kaliperi taxi. Me and Peter, we traveled around Delhi. Finally, we identified Hungarian Culture Center as a place where we shown my first exhibition in 1999. That was very successful, and that was one exhibition that started to introduce me as a more Delhi artist. Most of artworks are we showed like a 400, 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, something like that. But it was so much satisfaction. Dr. Gija, that time he was a director of Hungarian Culture Center. He bought 5 of those artworks. I was laughing. I said, "Is this good work? So why you are buying? You should buy one. Why you are buying 5?" He said, "Jagannath, this is one for me, one for my daughter, and these are my investment on you." I was laughing. I said, "It's a joke." Back from London, again I went back to London, and there's a completely no connection to India. It was a completely new culture for me, and whatever I learned, feel like to unlearn and do something different. So traveling to London became a very different place. Gave me a global exposure. More importantly, it's created critical distance from where I came from. In that distinct, I begin to question more deeply about identity, context, the structure that shape my image and the sculptures. That's very important because the London cultural experience. I thought anything I'm making is my teacher used to say it's already been done. Somebody already have created. Go look at this artist. Look at that. I thought my experience I will turn into making something art. So wherever I created this cutout, there was an angel, Western, which is very important element, in sculpture or painting. So I take that picture and then create a cutout and carry that cutout wherever I visit. I took a picture through that. So I did a series of photographs that that either visible, non-visible. It's created a kind of new body of work. Second artwork, next week. I was talking with the English as a language because British accent was completely, very difficult to understand. My first year, I never understood their joke, their conversation, nothing. So I used to, every time there's no phone, nothing, I used to open up a dictionary, understand the meaning, note down the meaning, and then the practice. So one, I thought, why not this dictionary became a part of my art? So every time I looking at the image, I cut out every word, and then create a couple of objects. I created a football, then finally I created this sphere. So the sphere got awarded very big award. So I was very happy, and it helped me when I back India to settle down. So these are the illustration dictionary, like those image and text cut out. But also I did a video, invited two British artists giving Indian whiskey to drink and pick up one word and elaborate what it means. So I was documenting that. I don't have that video. I'm so sorry. I don't have that image. Not carrying with. Documented that conversation. Slowly the word meaning became strange when they was drinking. It's come out. I used a series of work using word as a metaphor, as a material to Gurgaon, and so the Gurgaon has given a big shift in my practice, in my perspective in it. Gurgaon, as I always have imagined, before I moved to Gurgaon, I was living in a place called Ayanagar. But living in Ayanagar I never visited Gurgaon, but I thought Gurgaon was a small village or something. In 2003, I moved. I got a small house there. So when I moved, my perception completely changed. One hand, a large glass building. On the other hand, bullock cart. There was strange things are happening. The lands are being taken care. Everything is building, and it became a very impactful. So I was looking at, I'm not only a viewer, and not as a viewer, but also as a participant what's happening all around in Gurgaon. So I started to engage with that, what is happening all around, not as an imagery, but as a lived experience. Next please. So city, I feel like the city has so many layers. It has it has a dream and desire and a place for endless possibility. Next please. Lot of painting, and then the fabric became a very important element. When I was in Baroda and the London, I started to use many those materials, found object and material. Slowly became a consolidated and became a something else. And then I started collecting fabric as an important material in my work. And then every time I became like a viewer and witness to what happening all around me. Next please. This is water in 2005. One side a swimming pool and other side people are waiting for the in a tank of water. And next please. This is called the Dark River in context of referring to Yamuna. But also I was looking at how the city has a sewage lines and the plastic pipes and things. I was imagining what is the whatever the waste has been produced, where it lead to. So Yamuna River, I was bringing these ideas of Kalia as a mythical creature who had a fight with Krishna Lila, Kalia Dagana story. So I said Yamuna is, I think Talia is back because the pollution of Yamuna and all that. So in response to the city, I created a series of artwork next from the skyscraper. So here the reference of Ravana was taken from palm leaf painting, but I used to use a lot of brocade. The brocade of the edge of the this wings, when the light falls, that became more animated and more visible. So I started to paint a series of work, different perspective of city, not in a reference to one another, and then slowly I put them together. They're very well balanced, but whenever you encounter them, they are coming from very diverse sources and very creative, very abstract space or language all around. I had to work with the city as a power. And there is many narratives are happening all around. This is again collage of discarded fabric and the paint. Next thing. So here I feel like living in Gurgaon is not like a chaos, but a possibility, the endless possibility in my practice, or an endless possibility that how these different utopias are interplaying. A lot of experience in Gurgaon has become very important because it is not reflecting in artwork, but reflecting in everyday life, a like a group of people. They have a different ideas of plantation, and certain people believe, certain people don't believe that plantation is good. Certain people believe that feeding dog is good. Certain people believe feeding not good. So this kind of conversation always inspired me. Next please. So then I created this artwork, I think in 2015, 14, 15. Large rhinoceros with a fabric. Next please.
So what is the idea behind this?
Which one?
This suitcase with this large dinosaur.
So basically, when I was talking about the city as a place where something when people are taking over, and there's something is missing because I'm started referring a lot of animals, birds, because they're very territorial. In that particular stage, the bird and animal became a very obvious reference point, because one way we talk about like a exchange of territory, but other hand the absence of territory. In context of that, I started to referring many parts, not only Orissa, Assam, Delhi, everywhere, where I was reading about this rhinoceros story. The rhinoceros entered into someone's house. But also in Kaziranga, there's a lot of enforcement next to the Kaziranga border. So I also visited. I was imagined, and I thought I will bring it back, because one mind you look at as the oldest mammal, but they're not in our imaginations anymore. The suitcase became as a image symbolism, which is progress or transaction or something. Some new kind of artwork collage with the fabric. Where the fabric looks like a metal. Sorry, I don't have a title to hold on. So during this 2015 and 16, this work been made. Some part you can see the miniature painting and all the very super realism. But also the metal looks like a metal from Odisha mining site. B.N. Goswami, the renowned art historian, you all known him. So I got one of his nice book. Is written beautifully. A lot of images are inspiring. Those images became a part of many of my work. It's upside down architectures. It's called Where City Meets the Sea. Again, this architecture made out of metallic fabric. So when the light falls, you can see the animated feeling. Some critics say Jagannath doesn't paint. He creates a sculpture. He sculpt the canvas. that also interests me because being studied in a sculpture as my main subject, the painting became as something, giving importance to as a form. Shape are very important, and that created interesting, language in my practice. Next, please. This is Springs of Sublime. This is a very large work installed in Mumbai airport. It's a large forest. The forest made out of all these fabric trees, referring to the mills of Mumbai, yearly industrial growth, and looking at the city. And there's a lot of wooden patrollers are arriving and departing. It has a big story, to create this large artwork. One, you can see the map of India, which I open up and create like a landscape. There's a distance from Mumbai to different part of India, and each wooden katola is contained with debris of Delhi. Those wasteland, I taken the photographs and collage them and printed them, digital, and then collage them all each wooden katolas. So resonance of infinite. It's kind of like a tree of life, but I want to. It's also in Mumbai Century Tower. So again, I thought this tree of life can be expanded to like almost very planetary expansion, but also a lot of reference to history or time or different story together. Next, please. This is Art Whisper in NMSCC Mumbai. It's another large artwork. It's installed next to Studio Theatre. It's important work because the kind of minimalism, the cosmic perception, but also same time it's very personal. Every time viewer encounter with, they create the story of our ecology, the way we shaping and erasing and building our environment and culture. That all around we build, and other both sides almost like a very cosmic. So it has a lot of mirrors. So I certainly this work continuously, accumulating the memory of the place or the visitor who comes to NMSCC. Around 22 feet by 29 feet by 12 feet or something. Next please. So as a sovereign told me, it's important to bring back what is my research practice. So I thought it's important to show some of my recent artwork. I had a big exhibition in Bhubaneswar, but this is a very different exhibition. A long time we started to grow up from Odisha, but never get a chance to travel all around, exhibited everywhere, but never get a chance to exhibit. There are many reasons why Odia artists have been practicing all around and not able to come back and show in Bhubaneswar. So this exhibitions give me like it's not a only simple exhibition. It has a many things happen within that exhibition. So I would say it's kind of return into a shared time where personal memory and collective history begin to overlap. I have always been interested in how the time stretches. The past does not disappear, it stays within us, while the future is quietly entered into the present. The works exist within this continuous moment, what I call the long now. But of us is a very collective idea. Bringing this body of work was very important because it is written to the soil that shaped my early way of seeing. I think now you understand why I shown you my earlier practice Next please. Next please. Next please. So the exhibition happened in the Lalit Kala Academy and Central Lalit Kala Regional Center. But what we did, we tried to do as much as possible, put it like a very international, best standard way of presenting this exhibition, curated by Siddhas Sengupta, a young writer, curator, artist from Orissa, having ideas of conversation. Why not conversation of different gender? So the Siddhas became an important person to discuss with. So we were very happy and spent almost 6 months to create this exhibition. And we painted a whole wall. We put a carpet. We put a carpet all around, and we designed very nicely. It's not a pure exhibition. So we had a book. There was an Odia writer who wrote a book. We had a book release. Exhibition was inaugurated by Deputy Chief Minister Kanak Bardhan Singh Deo, and this exhibition was supported by Odisha entrepreneur organizer. A couple of young people, because now as I'm running a foundation, Utsa Foundation in Bhubaneswar, I started meeting with many young business people, but they never bought any artwork, they never support artists, but my engagement to bring them into art, because Odisha wealth is not less. They have a lot, but the problem is they have never support art ecosystem. So this is very important gesture to bring in one kind of exhibition to Odisha, so that many exhibition will open up. So what happened after the exhibition is, next day we did a small conversation around cyclical time. Next week. So we invited Premji Sachari, Professor Pradosh Misra, and moderated by Siddhas Sengupta, and I was there. We talked about what is it cyclical time for us, and everybody put their view around the exhibition and thought and possibility. They were very enriching. So many Odisha people, especially from Bhubaneswar, they engaged. Almost like 2,000 people, they visited the exhibition. That was really historic. And exhibition happened. Next. So I also did a workshop within the exhibition premises. Invited a lot of students, young artists. They came and part of exhibition, understanding what is the materiality and all that. I had 4 or 5 walkthrough around the exhibition. So it is not only showing my exhibition or my artwork, it is showing the possibility that Odisha can imagine. We have a skilled people, we have a space, we have an ecosystem we need to bring together. That exhibition is showing that path to many people, not only student, ordinary people, the viewing business community and artists. Next please. Next please. There are very lot of important people that visited the exhibition. They're curious about the practice and complexity around the exhibition. Next please. So these are the group of people that supported. There are few, but many more are there. Almost like 60 people that supported this exhibition, and there are many people that supported in terms of funding. And because the exhibition was a very cost, the cost was huge. That's why this exhibition is important, that how everybody come together and contribute their own way. Next please. So these are some of the exhibitions artworks are there. It's photographs and collage. Next please. There are some artwork, because some of artwork you see you feel like a lot of my earlier practice are coming back into this exhibition. It's the exhibition also in terms of the context also very Odisha specific. There's a lot of element, the landscapes, imagery like Odissi, the boys, those dancers that been documented long back. I thought this is the right exhibition to put together. Partly of that exhibition looked previously. Uh, Partly this exhibition was exhibited in Padilla Art Gallery in 2023. So what I did, I had a conversation between the Guru and Sishya, and me and another photographer who collected those images, having this conversation about what is the purest form of dance, not the narrative form of dance, expressions. So that's been documented and re-engaged into my work. Next please. Next please. This is a few artworks in collage, but these are like a chariot, but also there are alphabets. The alphabet of like I have two alphabets, F and I and H, three. So they are very collage. They're collage from different sources. They put together and get a very beautiful interconnection. One, I will tell you this first one. The X became like a kind of a bridge where the Krishna is departing to become from Vrindavan to Dwarka. So that the part of Krishna on this side and part of Krishna on the other side. Next please. This is another drawing of the farmers and in between there's a called dream and this collage in gold foil. All together are there. They're very small size, not very large. Next please. This is one work called Memory. It's a memory almost like a kind of fragile, it's kind of dissolving. But memory is a reference to 1866 famine of Odisha. So that has created very important important moment for bringing back to this conversation of long now of us. And next please. This is another work called The Gardener of the World. It's very performative, but in the central one you feel like in Orissa we have there were a dancer, they used to perform covering their face, the Sapu Sapuani dance, the dancer like a chow dancer and all. So when the dancer puts something, he is not able to see all around, but people see them performing and they're very powerful. So here is the farmer, but it's very abstract, semi-abstract. But what is this image in between? When I was testing my eyes, there's a little testing glass they put in my eyes. So this very interesting image. I did a self-portrait. Then I converted that portrait into a large image of like a performative image. So it means that he keeps changing the lens and see the world. And those are like his world as kind of floating. The whole artwork is almost like a drawing, painting, solio, collage. Next please. This is another artwork, the Alpha. It's again taken the image from Odissi dancer. This image performed by Ramli Ibrahim in India Gate. I took that image long back, so then I created in my own way, creating a new landscape of time that moving and coming back. So the Jatayu and the Ravana are bringing the fighting. So stop out of who has a protagonist of nature or ecology and all that. Next please. So this is center of the exhibition. So whole exhibition exhibited around 42 artworks and almost 30 30 works are small drawing, and then another 10 works are like a glass painting and collage and all that stuff, photographs and all. So central work was a very large chariot exhibited. We painted every wall like this and give them whatever it is they can. This is the large chariot around 15 feet by 9 feet and 7-8 feet. So chariot at the first glance you feel like a reference from Puri Rath Yatra. I have many images and then that also inspired me. But I was interested that how this chariot has a potent, very cultural symbol, especially for Orissa, that been celebrated all over the world. When we collectively pull the chariot, we are saying that we are all have a one destiny, collective destiny, and that is so beautiful. Orissa carry. So I thought, why not? I will make this ever evolving, living archives of chariot, and that is partly looks like a very futuristic, but same time traditional, but same time looks archaic. Sometimes same time looks like you can. Next please. Chariot, not as a monolithic structure, but a two-part of it. So allowing my teacher used to say it's already been done. Somebody already have created. Go look at this artist. Look at that. I thought my experience I will turn into making something art. So wherever I created this cutout, there was angel. Western. This is very important element. In sculpture or painting. So I traced that picture and then create a cutout and carry that cutout wherever I visit. I took a picture through that. So I did a series of photographs that that either visible, non-visible is created in a new body of work. Second, the elixir of life. So this work evolved taking image from the Mumbai Rest Coast tree and then slowly in reference to Navagunjara of Orissa. And then this artwork emerged. It is very hybrid and it has multiple life force and carrying and became some kind of a new life force of the city that's holding and managing and controlling us. Next please. So this is what I wanted to say. The world tradition is wanted to connect us to the root. It is a transformation that truly shape our future. Thank you so much. Sorry about lot of disconnection with the thought and idea because I'm not a professional presenter, but hope you enjoy. I would love to engage with you through the question and answer. This work made out of plywood, the bird's ply. The bird's ply, the way I got it and structure it, is very intuitively, not like no engineering drawing, nothing. And that took me a long time to think and engage. What happened? One part, I was very meticulously creating a structure. Other part, the discarded material of plywood, I re-engaged it into the chariot. So it became a very ever evolving structure. First I thought I'll make it at 22 feet long, but then it didn't work, and then I thought I'll make it at 15 feet. Next please.
So is this chariot like movable or it is static?
No, it is static. It is static, but it's aware that something is ever moving, and it has a lot of elements. There's photographs from like 10, 15 years. Photographs from Calcutta to Baroda to Bhubaneswar, many of the Bhubaneswar photographs, or to Indian photo wherever I travel all around the world. There are photographs of the wetland, photographs of the city for expanding. I don't know, maybe I have a couple of closer photographs. There's a material like a rice, there's material like a dancing all these Odissi dancers. And next please. So you can see those photographs all around. And there's a certain photographs I have used. There's a many material, even the Udi Gamsa or sari, everything is there. Discarded toy, my son used to play, then those toys have been constructed. So each layer, if you look at it, each layer has a little, you feel like there's a little model, the model is unfinished model and looks like it can be expanded, it can be created a new model for the city or model for a school or model for some houses or something. And some part is a mirror, the reflecting mirror all around. And some of images, if you see, those images are like, if you look at those images, I did a workshop in a college, in a university. Those workshop images, those workshop called We Are Here for a Reason. I engaged a lot of, there's a series of workshop I did at a different time with people. So I collected a lot of images. Those images are also I used inside the channel. Next please. You can see this. Next please. The sum of close-up. But you are not able to see proper image because of the so you have to change this. So each part you look at it, they feel like they are very fragmented or complete. Or you feel like a sense of art, something into it. Next please.
कोई पूछो आप स्कॉलर हेलो स्कॉलर
You have been to England in 2000, but after 2006, I am seeing the major works. But before one,
ये बंद करवा दूं? प्रोजेक्टर
The board or animal, anything that play a little, as a kind of protagonist or something, you can see.
You see yourself in the picture?
I can be anything, I can be, when you say protagonist, you can be anything because, see, there are three way of conversation. There's a very strong, like a very internal thing. And, I'm telling you, when I came to Delhi, I was very afraid to meet Divan Sundaram, talk to him and understand. But sometimes it's a confusion also good for you, because that's not going to stop you and not going to give you a little fulfill inside. You actually see the monetary aspect, like the Delhi is the best place. You are all lucky because so much things are happening in Delhi. There's a gallery system, there's a big economy, and you all are here not in Orissa or any other part of Lalit Kala Center. So for you, opportunities are much more to engage. But I would say you should be confident what you're doing and do whatever the best. You know what? How I will tell you. All that make you feel different than the image. So in that work, the fabric is very important, but it's not coming out as a separate. It became a one. It became like a skill, like a second skill. So that is a very important aspect. I use it everywhere. Even my painting in fabric.
suits
Yeah.
very nicely.
So
When it was, the fabric on the.
Because Ahmedabad is again a center for fabrics. It has this.
yeah, exactly.
Importing fabrics.
Very much like,
So the fabric I mean, question is understanding the metaphor behind using the fabric. That's why I did I answer your question?
Yes.
So it's a very basic question. I want to know what, along with whatever you were affected by, आप जहाँ भी travel कर रहे थे, you were affected by those things, you were affected mainly by where you were living.
in your work you incorporated your surrounding. Were there any literature, any texts that were affecting you as well, which you were reading all along? How was literature a part of your work?
Yeah, basically what happened, literature part in the context of listening to grandmother, grandmother story or Panchantandra, those are like a little reference, Ramayana story, what became a very kind of reference point of it. But not the pure literature. I never bring as a baggage of history, as a pure history, but in kind of a reference to solving my purpose of showing it. Like if you see that Ravana falling, or the Ravana falling, or having reference to Jatayu, having fight with the Jatayu, but I wanted to bring that story of it. But that element is when it comes to my painting, you are looking at something else. What is this protagonist means for us? What is the changing narrative of the land or the acquisition of land? Who are the protagonists? Always been support, always been involved. In that context, every time became a very relevant of the present time. Everything that been coming into in the present time and very lived experience that we've been suffering and seeing. In that way you can see, but not in a pure literal sense. I did a couple of work, like I did some work for some was reading, particular literature and created artwork best. But what I'm saying is, if you're doing something, go deep into it. Put your 100%. That is very important, because sometimes what happens in a young artist, they have a very beautiful idea. I will tell you my experience. That is very important, because in London, what happened? My second year, I did a big installation. I didn't bring that slide. There's a small house. I created a lamp house. That time there was no video projection, nothing. So the slide projector. I took a lot of slide. I was traveling in France, so I collected a lot of slide of lamp. There's a big farm. So I was passing by, the lamps are kind of running towards me. So I took a lot of photograph. At that time I used to have a Nikon F2 camera. So those are like analog cameras.
You have money first buy a camera. That is very important.
So what happened? Those slide I projected, I created a lamp house, and then I created a breathable sculpture. Why I did it? That time foot and mouth disease happened. So I used to, I see that a lot of lambs in animals that die because they're sweating, and every day you see in a video. Very empathetic, I feel shocking. So I done whole installation all about that. So there's a video project, there's a slide projector, the slide automatic projector, like one click. The projector goes like a wide angle of like lambs are coming towards me, one. It became a close up and then goes like that. Okay. And there's a breathable animal sculpture, like lying and breathing. Okay, there's a timer. One time the light goes on and off. Okay, when the breathe out, the light goes on. So I got a very nice device from what is this? Some machine like a the device of like on and off thing happened. Microwave. So that sensor I created, and I did that whole exhibition. What happened after 4 months? Same light and on and off. A big exhibition happened in Tate Modern. Michael Craig Martin or something his name. He got a ton of prize. Big whole Tate Modern. The light goes on and then goes off. And on and off. I was shocked. I said, I also did the same thing. But what happened? What is different between him and me? Now you realize what, as a student what I did and what as a professional artist you did. Then you can get your answer. So this is very important, that how you going to present your ideas. Okay, thank you so much.
One more last question.
एक last question.
So I was really hoping to see some of your animal sculptures with this embroidered clothes, like decorative embroidered clothes. which you later adopted into much of your painting. So I was really wanted to know whether there is a metaphor behind using those clothes in your artwork, like those animal sculptures later into paintings, or whether it is just for like it gives it a more decorative purpose.
No, I told you na, because this fabric became a metaphor, or fabric became a, like a second skin. Fabric became like a cultural reference. Okay, when putting fabric in a painting or a sculpture, it have a pure intentional meaning that how
Because replacing the skin of the animal with the fabric is a very, I don't know, I have not seen that idea before that, and I don't know whether it happened, I think it's during the Baroda or post Baroda it happened. So that was, I was really.
you mean like
keen to know. Yes.
I did those sculptures? No.
I think you did the sculptures with, I think,
I showed you one rhinoceros.
that doesn't have any fabric on it. That was natural
Fabric.
Fabric.
Yeah.
No,
They're covered with fabric and paint.
painted. No, I am talking about the embroidered fabric, but the fabric is quite visible, and it is replacing the skin of the deer or the.
See, if you look at now this art, generally when you look at my work in every photograph or anything, you only realize that because there's so much material, so much layer, only you can see that 30 to 40%. Okay. Now this projector is not working, you only see like 10% or something. Okay. So that's one thing. But my work was a very experiment.
Gone through the Vijayan's work, the Vijayan, the way he's working in that area. And there is a some of the few photographers, they are from the human rights, they are also working. Odisha is still very untouched kind of state in that state, because that I observed it, you know. There is a photographer, it's called the Sudharak Polve. He's one of the very powerful photographer from Bombay. He was the chief photographer for Times of India. He also explored it. But one has Sudharak Polve. Okay, thank you very much.
Your question.
Judging your work, I've been seeing your work for a very long time. And
Sorry, you can
my name is Mahima. Yeah. So I'm an artist. I paint and perform. Okay. So my question is that in different mediums, I've seen your work on the subject of peacocks. You know, so I was very curious. And whenever I used to see this work, I wanted to ask you that your fascination with peacocks, how did it begin? And you know, when the medium changes, how does your relationship with the peacock changes, and symbolically what you represent? So yeah, I was very interested.
So,
in
because
that.
interestingly, what happened when I moved to in India from London, so I got a very Ayanagar. There was somebody called Rasta and Hasil. They offered me a place in Ayanagar. Ayanagar between Delhi and Gurgaon, in the edge of Delhi. So that time the farmhouse, I never seen peacock so close, encounter. So living in a farmhouse was a very strange experience of peacock. Peacock used to come to eat chili. Then it fascinated. First thing is visually fascinated. I taken the pictures and all that. I thought, let me start painting it. Later, I felt like it's an important, word. So it's happier in that time. And also I feel like how culturally we imagine as a peacock. It's a spirit. It's a kind of beautiful beauty of spirit, and it's in a head and everything. But in the same time, you see that the city evolving and the peacock as a kind of, in a friction of moving in a different areas. So in that context, I tried to bring peacock into sitting in the tower, sitting on the house, called Bachelor in the Terrace. I did many work in the sculpture called the Ancestor. So I refer, many ways bringing as a character of peacock. So even you see that peacock as a, Kartikeya's Bahana, how that represent this youthful spirit of Kartikeya. So the peacock, inspired, but I thought that it's a beauty of as a life force. that can be encountered as this whole, building and erasing, structure of city, this element going to be just a so there's a lot of contradiction in my practice. There's a lot of dichotomy.
My name is Vinay Sai. I'm a scholar
Oh.
from printing. My question is like, what are the changes you have seen in your works after coming back to the London? Like, I've seen a major change in your work. Like in the portfolio, I've seen some of the works. Earlier, you were experimenting with different mediums like photography and collaging with newspaper cuttings. But coming back from London, you did a lot of major works, and I want to know like, how it changes like in your practice. Is there any change we have seen?
Yeah, definitely the changes happen because being in London, see, I was more looking at artwork with eyes of Westerners. I wanted to be I was looking at in the validation of that. So, but I cleverly shifted my position by taking those photographs and all that stuff. But now coming back, look at taking the side photographs through the angle and coming back to go down, again the same thing. Looking at the landscape, the changing terrain, what are the utopias we've been building at the city, and living in a studio and seeing things are happening, changing all around, become always evidence in my practice. But what changes in the language happen? I come back to my own way of looking back, creating my own language of rethinking, not like idiom of Western world. That time I didn't look at it as a validation. I said whatever I feel like to do, I'm going to do it. Like collecting my fabric from different activities. That time fabric was limited, like 2-3 pieces of fabric. I deconstruct the fabric. I look at this whole pattern as going one direction or other, and I feel like it's an important metaphor. How these two patterns two lines are coming horizontal and vertical, and they have created a pattern, and every day we carry it, and that is our life philosophically. I thought that metaphor became a completely change in my mind to look at the fabric as a major material. So what happened? Fabric, sometimes I collage them, sometimes became I fossilize them. Fossilize, bringing those fabrics, became, putting in a particular time. So I think these changes are very evident in my, you can see through the practice. But still, I never left collecting object or material. There's a temptation towards looking at objects. That started from Baroda. Baroda started because of the lack of money, lack of some opportunity. That's why every time I say, oh, I should have money to do my practice. But anything and everything can be save your life. And that something you feel like you have lacking, then later it became a boon to your practice. So that Hindustan Times building, there's a big work called meeting the history. There's very lot of reference to the history and time, very relevant. Every element, every time. Totally dedicated to that work for Hindustan Times and Freedom Struggle. Thank you. Just one minute for a vote of thanks. It is all formality.
ऐसे ही होते थे पहले तो जोरदार तालियां हो जाए जगन्नाथ जी के मैं सर आपका बहुत आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ कि आपने अपना बहुमूल्य समय निकाला और आज हमारे बीच आप उपस्थित हुए इतने अच्छा इंटरेस्टिंग लेक्चर आपने प्रेजेंट किया और हमारे जो आर्टिस्ट स्कॉलर्स सबने इसमें भागीदारी ली इंस्पिरेशन आपके थॉट से पाया और ये कार्य तभी मुमकिन हो पाया जब सोवन सर का मार्गदर्शन रहा तो प्लीज तालियां हो जाए सोवन जी के लिए क्योंकि तो ऐसा मार्गदर्शन थैंक यू सर
मित्रों, मैं आगे भी जो भी प्रोग्राम होंगे प्रयास करूंगा कि आप लोगों तक उसकी झलकियाँ पहुंचाने का पूरा प्रयत्न करूंगा। आप इस सीरीज को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक शेयर करें और कमेंट करें कि आपको ये सीरीज कैसे लगी, और आपके सुझाव हमें आगे सीरीज जो होगी उसमें सहयोग करेंगे। धन्यवाद मित्रों, अगली बार मैं फिर मिलूंगा किसी नई कड़ी में नए कलाकारों के साथ। तब तक देवीदास खत्री को दे जय हिंद, जय भारत।